Thank you, Councillor Smage. Councillor Watson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I think we've heard some really good stuff tonight, actually, if I'm absolutely honest. I've heard the leader introduce this debate with some really positive stuff, talking about dedication, commitment, motivation, energy, passion, belief, all great stuff. And also acknowledging we can do better, which I think is absolutely right. We've talked about big strategic stuff, transport and things like that. And we've heard about the need to engage with residents, and I'll come back to that. And some of the other councillors as well. Councillor Davis saying it's all about the people, and the comments about it's about what we're doing for people and not doing to them. And on all this absolutely resonates with me. And in particular, looking at things like Councillor Burke said there about, let's have some positivity, let's have some results, let's have something that comes back. And I really think that's the way that we do need to be thinking. And I'm really pleased to see these kind of phrases coming into our thinking now. Now, turning to the specifics of the planning, actually, I sat down and I've compared this quite closely with last year, and it's clear that it's moved on. The leader talks about having a plan to communicate what we're doing. I would take a slight issue with that. I think a report communicates what you're doing. I think a plan actually is the way that you deliver what you're doing. And it's clear to me that there's been a lot of work gone into this plan. There's been quite a lot of thought gone into it. And I do think that the plan is improving and progressing year on year, not only in terms of the content of it, but actually the way it is presented. And one of the things that I'm particularly keen on, and this really follows on from some comments that I made at the last meeting about energising the council, looking forward and so forth, and driving service delivery, is that the new version of the plan actually seems to now set specific measurable targets with dates and so forth. And again, somebody's been responsible for putting that in, and I give them credit. I think that's definitely the way to go, because that then enables better benchmarking of what we're doing and how we're delivering on the plan. So again, I see some real positives in both the plan and the way we're thinking. There is one area that I think we could possibly do better on, and that's the section that talks about efficient and effective Kirklees. And again, I think those are key words in terms of what we do as a council. Those people that vote for us and those people that pay their council tax every year would presumably want an efficient and effective council that delivers services efficiently and effectively. And what we've got here is a section of this report that specifically deals with that. But in the other sections, there's quite a lot of data on the feedback and the measuring of how we're delivering, how we've delivered on last year. Whereas in this section, actually, there's not a lot there in terms of data. And I think what would be really interesting would be, rather than just looking at objective statistical data, would be actually to really engage with some of the people who've actually used our services and had things hopefully done for them, not to them. Not in the sense that if you go online, you get a quick tick box questionnaire, how do you rate us 5 stars, all that kind of stuff. But really have some conversations with people. And I can give you a couple of examples. I talked about, at the last meeting, about a lady who, with dementia who'd not had a shower for a long time. I've recently been dealing with a case for a lady who's had issues with her gas fire. Now, it must have been around last Christmas that my wife lent her a fan heater. And since then, we've been trying desperately with the housing people, K&H, to try and get her fire sorted out, her gas fire sorted out. It's just been resolved. Today, I've had a report that this fire's been delivered. Now, actually, you probably couldn't ask that lady, because I think she might struggle to give us some meaningful feedback. But for me, that's a real problem. The fact that people are not getting those fast, positive outcomes in service delivery. At the last meeting, I was going to put a question to the leader of the council, but we ran out of time, unfortunately. The question was, does the leader of the council hold the opinion that Kirklees is providing a good standard of service to the council taxpayers of Kirklees? And the answer, unsurprisingly, was yes. Okay. My question to the leader to think about really would be, and look at it in the context of this report, is how do you measure that? What are the metrics? What are those people, like that lady and the gas fire, how are we knowing that they're getting a good service? And I think this plan actually could be a good tool to do that and to report on it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Watson.